It's a sentiment that the community and the owners of Kingsley Local Brewing have been feeling since work began at their new location. It was also the motivation for their future customers to chip in.
People have been coming in since I started working on this thing more than a year ago and just like jumping up and down, being like, when are you gonna open? We can't wait to get started. And I feel the same way. I'm like, I wanna open too. So people were like, well, let us help you. So they came in and we have volunteer days where we painted the entire inside of this building. We put up the fence together. All these volunteers just helped us out in myriad ways.
The new bar showcases a variety of beer from their sister brewery with plans to create more of their own in-house.
We'll have a selection of the beers from the workshop, from the downtown workshop here at Kingsley Local, and we may switch it up a little bit. We have a brewery here on site. My brewer will probably make experimental beers or small batches. We have a really great cellar here, so we'll probably be engaging in some barrel aging here too.
And since they're focused on the beer, you're welcome to bring your own food or just pick up the pepperoni. That's right, the pepperoni.
So luckily we are directly across the street from Papano's Pizza. Not only that, we have a telephone over here that is hardwired. You pick up that phone, it rings at Papano's. And so you can order a pizza, lickety split, and have it, and they'll bring it right across the street to you. So it's as if we have our own pizza kitchen, it's just across the street. And we love that because it means that our customers can have the food that they want, and we can support another local business here and lift them up.
Now that Kingsley Local Brewing is finally open, they hope to support the community that supported them.
The people that work here and everybody that's come in is just so ecstatic to have a place for the community to get together finally.
Good things take time, and we're open now as of like 5 minutes ago, and we are excited to sort of just share this beautiful thing that we've built with our community. I can't wait, I'm super excited.
It's not a cheap sport.
It's not?
Yep.
But we wanted to entice people to come out, and that's really common. But getting people to come back out a second time is really hard, and it's really hard to track. Our general manager came up with a plan, Mr. Dornbus, was to build a program that had a whole bunch of cool stuff, including a lesson, rental, swag, Space Odyssey stuff, and then they come back a second time if they so desire.
Enjoy it out there.
Awesome, let's go. Now that I'm all suited up, and it's time to jump into the lesson. We're taking it step by step with instructor Ernst Ruscha. Now Ernst, walk me through what a day of skiing looks like as a beginner.
Excellent. So as you made your way up here, you've received your ticket.
Yes,
It's a pass to the Space Odyssey program, the Ski Odyssey program, okay? We're gonna learn to dance with gravity today. Gliding, nice. Now push your heels up, a little more, a little more, a little more. Hey!
That was pretty good.
It was time to take things to the next level, so I took the Space Worm to the beginner's hill to put my skills to the test.
If I point my skis that way, I'm gonna get going fast, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
But if I point my skis across the hill like we are here, with just a little bit downhill, watch what happens. I'm not going all the way down there. I'm just gonna glide a little bit. We're gonna take a nice slow and easy. Get going a little bit, and then let's bring that wedge in. There you go. Good. Eyes up here, there you go. Slow down a little bit. Nice. And let them come together, and now slow down a little bit more.
There you go.
All right, feeling it now. Yeah, okay, right on down the line. I'm liking it. So this is like a gliding wedge. We're gliding. You use this maneuver a lot in skiing, no matter what level you are, because commonly when you come down to a lift line and there's a line of people there, eventually you're going to learn how to do hockey stops and parallel turns and all that fun stuff. But reality is when you come down to slow spaces and slow areas, this wedge is critical, in lift lines especially.
As a snow sports school, this is what we're doing to reach out into the group lesson program. And again, that will help make things a little bit more affordable for people, bring more people to our area, and most importantly, more people to the sport of skiing or snowboarding.
There are people who drive by and go, what is that about? You know, is that a mushroom house? Is that an Earl Young house? It is indeed an original Earl Young home. It was the only home that he and his wife Mary lived in after they got married.
It's a one-of-a-kind home filled with local history and the brainchild of two very different visionaries.
When Dr. Michael Seitz bought the home in 2015, it was really almost a tear down. But what's lovely is he was able to save two of the fireplaces, the original fireplaces, and the main entrance of the home. Everything else is new and is Michael's design. So it's not a mushroom home, but it is a beautiful, iconic home in Charlevoix, Michigan.
The iconic dwelling sits at 6,000 square feet with 7 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, and great living spaces spanning 3 floors.
The very first step was to suit up. Oh, the sushi roll. It was my first time ever putting on a wetsuit, so let's just say it was not the most graceful process.
Hello. Tucked in.
Then the most important part was learning about water safety, the technique of surfing, and more about the history of Sleeping Bear Surf.
My mama opened that store when I was 7 years old, so younger than you. And I'm very fortunate to have been brought up in a business and a family that encourages outdoor play. And that was kind of where the idea for Sleeping Bear Surf and Kayak came about, was embracing the bounty that is our backyard playground. You know, we have amazing paddling here on the Great Lakes, but back in 2004 there were very few that thought you could surf on the Great Lakes. My mom used to always joke how you could collect a quarter for every time someone said, "You can't surf on a lake," as they walked into our store, and we could have made millions. We could have retired young. Now the idea of surfing the Great Lakes is definitely growing and has a little bit more of a worldwide presence. People aren't as skeptical, but there still are a lot of people that come to the shoreline of Lake Michigan and they say, "Well, how the heck do you surf a wave like this?" Right? And they don't, with my big muscles. They underestimate the power of the Great Lake, you know, and that was something that my mom and my dad both saw very strongly in Lake Michigan, was how much potential there is here, not only for freshwater play and riding waves, but the power behind this lake, the healing power, the magic. The lake has definitely been an incredible source for me, not only in the theme of fun havens, which is like our main goal today. Our number one goal is having fun, second being safe, right? But I also find like a serious spiritual connection to the lake. You know, I go here for a lot of healing. I have a lot of healing to do, and so this lake has really held me in that manner. It's an amazing physical exertion, riding waves, and just the act of surfing and riding the wave, it's like an in-depth connection with the lake, right? You're dancing together, you're playing together. It's a really incredible experience. So I hope that you guys find that connection today, and humble yourselves a little, get a big smile on your face, because that's what it's all about.
I also spent some time practicing the technique on the sand before hitting the waves. It starts with paddling away from the wave with cupped hands, and then when you're ready, it's a fluid motion of getting your hands underneath yourself, pushing up on the surfboard, popping your body up, bringing your feet up onto the board, and finally making sure your hips are facing the right direction. Not to mention, you also have to do it all while looking up at the water, not down at your board, which is much harder than it might seem.
Yeah, that was better. Awesome.
After getting the hang of the motion, it was time to test it out. I wish this was the part where I could tell you I got it right away and it went very smoothly, but I actually fell off about 10 different times or didn't even make it up onto the board at all for the first half. But that's okay, because after many failed attempts in practice, I finally got up. It was such an exciting feeling, and then I did it a few more times and started to finally feel more comfortable and confident in my somewhat surfing abilities. Ella is also a phenomenal coach who helped me so much along the way. I think the hardest part is getting over the mental block of getting your body up and balanced, but as long as you stay determined and keep your eyes up, you'll get the hang of it in no time.